Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ask TLC. Our topic today is rediscovering yourself after losing a spouse or partner. And we are so fortunate today to have two speakers who are really wonderful at talking about this topic and helping us through the issues that we face. And that is Shirley Somers and Joan Lowitt. So I will turn it over to you, Shirley.
Okay. Good morning. Okay. As we all know, this is a very sad morning for those of us that were in New York, like myself, who survived 9/11, was there. We want to make a mention of this, and I'll give you a couple of minutes just to read this slide. It was a beautiful tree that was standing outside of the World Trade. And when the firefighters got to the tree, it was in rubbles, limbs were missing, it was charred. And this tree survived. They nurtured the tree and it came back. And I thought that was really poignant because, just as 9/11 forever changed the world, losing a spouse or partner forever changes our world. And rediscovery is how we begin to live again. My name is Shirley Somers, and I'm a transitional guide with TLC. I've been counseling clients that have lost a spouse or partner, and I've facilitated groups on rediscovering yourself after a loss. 5 years ago, my husband died, and we were together for 38 years. And at some point, I was ready to explore what the villages had to offer, and part of me was afraid to move forward. There were no support groups at that time for this new journey from being we to me. The Zoom class today highlights some discussions we will have in a 5-week class that you can register online for rediscovering yourself after a loss or spouse or partner. It's a powerful class and has helped many move forward. I'm not here to tell you how to move on. I'm here to tell you how to move inward, back to yourself, because the person you are now matters just as much as the person you were in love with, your husband, your wife, your partner, and maybe more. When we lose somebody we loved, we shared a life with, it's not just grief, it's also identity loss. We don't know where we end and where they began. Did you only see yourself as part of a couple? We need to have the self-awareness and tools to do it ourselves, but also the confidence and reassurance that we deserve it. We need to honor our needs. And if we want to feel happy, worthy, and loved, we must take responsibility for meeting those needs for ourselves. Try to flip the switch and try something new on your own. Believe in yourself. There are benefits of living your purpose. It makes you feel alive, it increases confidence and personal power. We again have a sense of direction in life and get excited about getting out of bed in the morning. Think about this. Please just jot down on a piece of paper. We could discuss it later. What are your gifts and how do you use them? What are some of the talents that you have? Thinking back to before you were married, things that you enjoyed doing. So just jot down some of your thoughts. For some of us, being alone can feel unbearable. I know when Jack passed away, the one thing that I really hated was to eat dinner alone. But over time, it becomes a treasured space. During the daytime, we could preoccupy ourselves doing something, playing golf, lunch with friends, or running errands. But being alone at night, watching TV, crawling into an empty bed can trigger feelings of loneliness. Please also jot down some of your feelings on this. How do you survive the long nights after the death of your spouse or partner? Think about one small thing you could do to reconnect with the person you are now, not who you used to be, not who others expect, but you're rising quietly. Try to think back to the time that you did things on your own. I know many of us were married for many, many years, and it's hard to think back to when you were in college and, things that you enjoyed doing. But try to think back on it, and maybe you could write some things down and try to, you know, get back to the joys, your creativity, the things that you're okay with doing alone. Um, I know that at night when I was going through the difficult times, I did something called diamond art, which was like an art project. And at night I would sit in the kitchen and I would work on this project, and I was able to get through the night. You're not broken. You're rebuilding your life going solo. Whether you realize it or not, you are going forward. And it took courage to sign up for this Zoom class today. Embrace thriving being solo. We'll have an open discussion later, but for now, it's my honor to introduce Joan Lowitt, who's not only my co-facilitator this morning, but my mentor in my journey on finding my purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Always a job well done. Good morning. I am a licensed clinical social worker in New York and here in Florida, practicing psychotherapy more than 45 years. On Long Island, I specialized in psychiatric disorders. Here in Florida, I seem to do more of grief work, and it's understandable living in a retirement community. I don't know how many people, when they move here, think, well, is my life going to be what it was where I lived before, or are there going to be changes? There are always changes. And thank goodness we have supportive people around us who can be by our sides as these changes come about. I too have been widowed 9 years ago, and I am in the process of moving forward. It would be remiss of us not to congratulate you for being here today, for contemplating what you can do now. Now that something awful, the worst, has happened, you are here, and hopefully because you are contemplating what happens next. And we're presuming that you're here because you have lost a spouse or a partner, or you just want to gain information, perhaps to help a friend, a family member. For whatever reason, thank you. Thank you for trusting us. Excuse me. We're here to try to move from a painful place to a place of becoming empowered, to inhale deeply, breathing in the excitement that starting over can offer, and then exhaling fully, trying to rid yourself of the negatives, the heavy weight that you may be carrying. This time is for you. Grief is the most universal human emotion. It is the most individual human emotion, and it is the most painful human emotion. Maybe there are days that you feel that you are drowning from the waves of grief pouring over you, and you don't know what you should do. Sometimes all you can do is just be. Be in the moment. The moment will pass. And hopefully, in time, you will begin to feel more of yourself. Shirley just listed a number of questions, and many of them were from the time that we were just ourselves. We didn't have a spouse, we didn't have a partner. We made decisions about what we wanted to do. And perhaps that's where you see yourself again. It's very important to remember that when you lose a loved one, you also lose that special life that you lived with that person. And you, most important, you lose that part of yourself that you gave to that person, that you shared with that person. And that's another piece of why we feel empty. It's not just the loss of your loved one, it's the loss of who you were in that relationship. To me, and I really like this, what I'm going to say, the hardest time is going from we to me. Think about it. Going from we to me. And that yet that by itself can be the stimulus to move forward. You never lose your memories. You carry them with you always. And you make new memories, but you never lose those memories. I'm sure you all have heard this or read this. Winnie the Pooh, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And that's part of the lesson we learn after the loss of someone dear to us. Now, as you breathe deeply again, inhale in all good things that you would like to see happen for you. And again, when you exhale, exhale fully from the very bottom lobes of your lungs. Let all the negatives begin to move out. You notice I didn't say let them all out. I said begin to move out, because we know that grief is a process, and that's where you are. I hope that as you move forward, you move into a place of not losing, but loving. Thank you for being here this morning. We will address your questions. May your journey to the next phase of your life be joyous.